everyone knows the word neat, but I've used it differently since I've met you. And someone will tell me something, and I'm like, neat. And that's like my kind of like, screw you.
Right? Yeah, neat is like that's nice. Pat you on the head, like patronizing kind of thing, right?
yeah. It's like when like another girl calls another girl hun.
Right. Yeah.
It's the same
neat.
thing. Yeah. Oh, hun. That's neat, hun. That's double time. Oh my gosh. That's neat, hun.
You're welcome? Question mark.
Time's up. Let's do this.
We're in for a wild night.
Welcome everyone to episode 241 of Born to be Wild, a wild Hearthstone podcast where we have fun hanging out with friends, talking about the wild formats of Hearthstone, and spotlighting members of the wild community. I am your host, Electric Sheep City. It is great to be back this wonderful Friday evening here in Kickin' Rad, Colorado. I am joined by a fellow host, Hydralisk.
Yo!
So, for those of you joining us for the first time, welcome aboard. We record this podcast live every Friday evening at twitch.tv/borntobewildhs. And the video version of this podcast is posted to YouTube shortly thereafter. Audio versions are also distributed to all of the podcast apps. However you are watching, listening, or absorbing via osmosis this podcast today. Thank you. Yes. You.
Before we get into the main topic of the show, I'd like to say a quick thank you to the patrons of our show. Your support means the absolute world to us. If you enjoy this content, please like, subscribe, and comment on this video on YouTube. Another simple way to support the show is to leave a review on your podcast platform of choice. If you're watching live on Twitch, we've got some awesome emotes that you can unlock by subscribing to the channel. This is free if you use Amazon Prime. And finally, if you'd like to support the show financially, you can join our Patreon for as little as $1 per month. We have some channels in the Discord that are unlocked by subscribing to the Patreon, where you can see the show coming together each week. Check it out. If you'd like to interact with us personally, please check our Discord, a free, amazing online community of friends all across the world who love talking about Wild Hearthstone. Links to all this stuff, including our merch, can be found on our website, which is www.borntobewildhs.com. Sheep, how was your week?
My week was pretty good. So I'm learning to cook more things. I've always said, like, you know.
Wait. Hearthstone cook or like cooking food?
Cooking food. Yeah, cooking food.
Okay.
So I've always said that, like, I clean up because, like, if I make the food, then we may or may not, like, get food poisoning. And, you know, I've decided to expand my culinary prowess a little bit. So this week I made taco meat a couple of times. You know, that's pretty easy. It's just browning ground beef and then adding, like, taco seasoning to it. And then, yeah, I know.
Wait. Do you have the cool taco meat smasher that has like 6 sides to it?
I don't have that one.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. World changer. I'm sorry. You're saying that you're going to be cooking more. Buy the one that it looks like a windmill and you smash the taco meat. Like it's, I'll buy it for you. In fact, I'll just add you on Amazon. What's your address?
It's
so good. My brother-in-law made fun of me for using like just like a wooden stick basically for chopping up my taco meat. He's like, dude, imagine having 6 of those, right? Like,
what?
It's so good. Yes.
This
Anyways,
sorcery sounds incredible.
I will buy it for you.
Thank you.
Anyways, tell me about your tacos.
So those are all right. Like, it's my wife doesn't really like a whole lot of things in her like tacos or burritos. So like, it's kind of basic outside of that. But what I made that was really good was hamburgers. Like I had never really like made them kind of well, or medium rare. Thank you. And this week I was like, okay, I'm absolutely gonna nail that. And so I made four patties. The first 2 were like a little thick, like they, instead of like more spread out. The second 2 like were just straight up good, like incredible. My wife like had seconds and she doesn't usually go back for seconds. So I was like, yes, success. For breakfast though, I've been making this thing where it's like half an onion and I dice that and 1 like green pepper. And so I like saute those and then I put like egg in. And so I get those. And then with the, once that's all cooked up and put that aside. And then I use like the juices from that and as like the base for hash browns. And, so it has kind of like a little bit of a pepper. It's not like a spicy pepper, unfortunately. Maybe I should try a spicier one. But the pepper and the onion flavor in with that, and that's been pretty good too. And that's what I've been doing like most mornings this week. Like it's been really good. 3 out of the 5 mornings. Yeah,
It's insane how much onion actually adds flavor to foods.
Right?
Like, I was not an onion advocator as a young man. I hated onion on everything. And I've learned that it's pretty much like the base for like, you're going to make like spaghetti, chili, like whatever it is. Even if you're going to grill some hot dogs, you chop up an onion. Like it makes everything so much better. It's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And I really like onion in things. I don't really like the raw onions that are like on, that some people put on burgers and stuff like that. But I like onion in things. My wife doesn't really like onion in things either. So, yeah. But within Hearthstone, in our format of Wild, I was like, hey, I'm gonna play this deck that we're gonna spotlight later in the show. This Paladin deck. I'm gonna jam some games with it. I have no clue what my win rate was because I was playing on mobile, but like I do. But I do know that I hit legend in our format of that there Wild. Was it yesterday? Earlier today? One or the other?
One of those.
I think it was yesterday. Yeah.
Time is a loss sometimes.
Time is a flat circle.
That's amazing.
Right. That was really fun, and just kind of getting to know a deck better again, and like one of those decks with a really like unique play style. So I'm excited to talk about that a little bit later with my buddy Hydra. So Hydra, how was your week, my friend?
Well, I guess I will sort of piggyback on that. I did do the same thing that you did. I did play that deck as well. We'll talk about it later. It's really hard not to do that right now. But one of the things that I did do is, as someone, for listeners, you know that I love Red Dead Redemption. I love Red Dead Redemption so much, I bought it for Nate. Like, I gifted him the game just to make someone else play the game because I love it so much. For some reason, I had never played the expansion that they called Undead Nightmare. I'd never done it. And I knew it was cool. And it is known as like one of the better expansions to any game ever made. Like if you look that up online, it's known as like, this is the perfect expansion to anything that's ever happened. And since I purchased Red Dead Redemption 1 on PC, because it was recently released on PC, it came with Undead Nightmare as just like a bonus. Like it came with it. It's so cool. I'm like, this happened 15 years ago and I never played it. And it's like I'm playing a whole new Red Dead Redemption game, like from the beginning all over again. It's like this, like a new storyline, and it's just so brilliant, and it's so good, and I'm having so much fun, and I'm like achievement hunting at this point because I actually beat the main storyline of it already.
Nice,
but there's I know I sort of like no lifed it, but there's like all of this extra stuff you can do, and you know Steam, right? Steam's got like all these achievements and everything you can do.
Oh yeah.
And so it's just I'm having so much fun with it. It's ridiculous. In fact, Sheep had to say, Hydra, can you stop playing Red Dead Redemption so we can do the podcast? Basically, is how much excitement was going on.
I didn't know that's what I was saying, but
yeah. No, and then in Hearthstone, like we talked about it a little bit for a second there, definitely been doing a lot of Pally stuff, so we'll talk about that in a bit. But in general, like that's been my week.
Welcome to the news. The news is so good.
There's no news.
The news is so news.
The news is so news. We actually don't really have any news. So I think the biggest thing we wanted to do was sort of spotlight this Pally deck. You cool to move on to talk about that?
Heck yes, I am. So we've got this Exodia Paladin deck featured this week. So this Pally deck, the code I will also drop in the chat if you are watching live, and if not, it is in the show notes. So it is that Exodia Paladin that you've been seeing running around on ladder lately. The general idea is that you want to get Order in the Court, which of course orders your deck from highest cost to lowest cost and draws you a card. Immediately draws you Uther, and then Ursul, and then Nozdormu the Timeless, the 4-mana Noz, and then Time Out, and then 2 drops, Garrison Commander, Sing Along Buddy, Order in the Court. We run 2 of each of those. And then everything else is a 1-drop. Absolutely everything else. So you play your 4-mana 8/8 on 4, because if you play Order of the Court on 2, then if you've drawn neither Ursul nor Uther before that, then you are dropping Noz on 4, so on curve.
It's kind of like a missed turn, I guess. They're a little bit like turn 3. Sometimes you're sort of wondering what to do. Also, don't fill up your board.
Yes, very important.
I have learned not to hero power if you don't need to hero power.
Yeah. Depending on what you're playing against, like if you're playing against aggro, like drop your 1-drop so you can contest. Yeah, you can hero power then. If you're playing against control, absolutely. Like don't hero power, don't play any unnecessary minions. Absolutely, if you can help it.
Okay, so let's go over basically like you were doing the general game plan, and then maybe we'll talk about matchups. Yeah, so
absolutely.
Go ahead with the gameplay.
So you drop Noz on 4. Then after that, you can play Ursul, which of course costs 8 mana and costs the highest cost spell from your hand as an aura. And that lasts 3 turns. So at the end of every turn, it plays the card again for 3 turns. What card is it that it plays? Well, you will have just drawn timeout that next turn, as long as no one shuffled anything into your deck. Again, we'll get there for specific matchups. So you play Ursel, get multiple timeouts the next 3 turns. You're just immune. So then you can Uther, of course, which gives you the hero power of summoning a 2/2 horseman. If you have all 4, then you destroy the enemy hero. So it costs 9 mana to play, but you've got timeout active at the end of your turn, so you just don't die. Worth noting, timeout applies at the end of your turn, so don't swing into something that would kill you even through the lifesteal weapon. I've not done that, but I've been in the situation where that would have been the result if I did in fact swing. So noteworthy there. So then after you've got Uther up, you play Sing Along Buddy, your hero power triggers twice, and Garrison Commander, you can use your hero power twice in a turn. You hero power twice, summons the 4 horsemen, and you win. That whole thing costs 8 mana. So if you need to do something like play a 1-drop before that to play around Objection, then you can do that. And it also puts 6 things on the board. So if your board is empty and you're dropping a 1-drop to play around Objection or you can play one thing, and if it doesn't get objectioned, you're fine with that. As long as your board is empty going into that turn. Like Hydra said, board space is a very important component to that combo.
Yeah.
So all of that is why most of your decks is 1-drops. You want to guarantee as much as possible that you have all of the combo pieces basically on curve. I hit Legend while typing this out on PC. That must have been today then. So yeah, I hit Legend on mobile while typing it on my computer. Opponents can try to counter you. And in my climb, there was a lot of very hard counters. And the mirror is weird too. So let's talk about some of the counters first. Hydra, what are some of the counters that you've run into, and how have you played around them?
Okay, so one of the biggest things is our good friend, or our opponent, you could call it Dirty Rat. So Dirty Rat is probably, this and Theotar are the 2 biggest counters to this. So Theotar can steal your Uther or whatever it is, like whatever they want, and then Dirty Rat's gonna bring out any of your like Ursal or your Nosdormu, and it's brutal. So one of the best things you can do is all these 1-drops that you have in your deck is to not actually play them. Like if you're versing someone that you know is going to be a control deck, there's no point in...
If you see Warrior on the other side, just keep your 1-drops in your hand.
100%. Don't play any of them. Like, I think the only one that might be safe to play, what's the one that gives you the cycle card?
Oh yeah, Miracle Salesman.
So maybe, right? But like in general, you want to hold as many cards in your hand as possible, because for some reason, who did Martian Boo play this on stream or something?
Yeah.
Like, so everyone knows it's happening, right? So people are trying to rat you like crazy, and obviously think they're super clever when it happens. And sometimes it works. They'll get you. But when I was playing the deck, it's kind of funny. I had a screenshot. Sorry, I didn't upload it for the stream, but I was 11-3 when I first started playing the deck, but it got worse. I think I'm now about 18-10, something like that. Because people started learning, right? Like what's happening, and they're like so many people are targeting in it. It's crazy. You can get under it too with like the aggro priest. Like aggro priest can get through it pretty quickly. So like because they can win on like turn 4 or 5, that kind of thing. But like it's crazy how many people are targeting it and feeling clever about it as well, which I get.
Yeah.
Have you felt that as well? Like on your climb?
Absolutely.
Tell me about your climb.
Yeah, so definitely ran into a ton of counters for sure. So Theatar, like you were saying, if they Theo your Uther, you have no way to win because this deck goes hard in on the combo, and if you don't get the combo, you can't like tempo down. Like you just can't win. It's all in on this one win con. So if your Uther gets Theo'd, you are donezo.
I want to say one thing. I did win by having my Nosdarmu and Ursol. I got lethal with those two big boys on board before.
I actually did too. I was thinking about that against against a purple priest, against an aggro priest. And so I was trading into their 2/4 pirates. I'm forgetting the name of it, but the one that whenever it takes damage, the hero takes damage. So I was controlling their board, but also dealing damage to their face. And I did actually get lethal with those two, but I was going to win either way at that point because I played the Ursol out. So I had the timeouts going. So like I was just going to win, but it was faster to attack the opponent's hero than to play Uther that turn. I just won already. So it was fine.
Yeah. I don't think that's like something that happens all the time.
No.
It just happens some of the time.
That was one time on my entire legend climb. That's why it was noteworthy.
One time. In like 30 games at once.
Possible. Not incredibly likely, but definitely possible. Another one that's been pretty hard against it, of course, is Tax's Paladin. So they play the Nearbar Weblord, then you can't play your Knight of Anointment, which then draws you specifically and only your Dragon Scale Armaments, which draws a card that started in your deck and a card that didn't start in your deck. If you played out your Miracle Salesman and traded your Miracle Ointment or whatever, then you draw that as well as a spell from your deck. But if your opponent has shuffled, something like bombs into your deck, if they're a warrior, don't play it. If your opponent has shuffled plagues into your deck, I mean, you can probably still play it, but you just know that you're going to get hit with a plague too. So the plagues are one thing that I've seen people using to try and counteract this a lot. And I actually, there are a number of times when I have played the Dragon Scale Armaments to get a plague so that I know that I have my second order in the court. So whenever they shuffle more plagues in, I order again so that I actually am drawing the top end of my deck to actually get what I need as well.
That's smart.
So
I didn't think about that. That's cool.
It's one of those next level, okay, here's how I beat the counters to my deck. So the only spells you have are Timeout, not a holy spell. 2, Order in the Courts, not holy spells. And then Dragon Scale Armaments, which are holy spells. So you can tutor the Dragon Scale Armament with your Knight of Anointment. So you draw that thing, and then that draws you your Order in the Court. So you have ways to kind of as much as guarantee that you can play Order in the Court on curve as you possibly can. Because it does just go in so hard on that combo. Either you get it or you don't.
You know what? I would say that this is one of the easiest combo decks I've ever played.
Yeah, absolutely.
The amount of cycle is insane that's in this deck. The way to jar your way through is crazy. it almost puts him into shame. Like, it's actually so quick that you can draw through everything. So when I play combo deck, the first thing that I always do is I don't want to be embarrassed and play against a human, so I always go against the innkeeper, right?
Good old Hearthstone brew.
Oh, totally. Yeah, so I played against the innkeeper, and obviously it's really hard to lose against the innkeeper, and I won the first 2 games so easily. I was like, okay, let's go on ladder. And then I couldn't stop winning.
No matter what.
So it's 11-3 was the official stats that I had.
I was just doing the song.
It's at a point though, like we mentioned before, that people are hard countering it so much that if you're going to play this deck, you're going to have to expect it at this point.
Absolutely.
I mean, being immune as a hero for 3 turns is kind of broken. It's almost like a worse ice block. I mean, a better ice block. Right?
Yeah.
Like it's absurd.
Well, one of the other things that like people are doing to kind of tech against it is like the I've ran into an excavate warlock because stealing the health doesn't it gets around the timeout effect, as do leeches.
Okay.
So if you're being leeched down, you can be leeched down through that timeout as well. I think I won both of those games, but still, those are some of the things that people are experimenting with to try to counter the deck. Have you run into the mirror much yet?
Okay, so I have, yes, but I've only lost once.
Mm-hmm. So you've been going second a lot.
I haven't checked to see, like, have you actually gauged going first or going second?
Oh yeah. So in the mirror is super funky, right? So if you're going second, you almost always win unless you draw terribly. So if you're going first, you have to rely on your opponent drawing terribly. So if you go second and nobody plays Nozdormu, you coin Uther on 8. So you get to Uther first, and then you can play out your combo. You definitely still want to be ordering the courting. You definitely still want to be drawing all of your combo pieces. If you're going first, you actually want to, as weird as it sounds, you want to Noz as soon as you can, because if your opponent is drawing poorly, that's the only way you can win. I've won, once I picked up on what the pattern is for the mirror, a total of once while going first, and it is just because my opponent could not for the life of them draw order in the court. Sometimes, the way combo decks work, even the most consistent combo deck can lose to itself sometimes.
That is the most important card in the deck, basically, right?
Exactly.
Is to be able to do that.
Yeah. So if you're going second, like, you're not going to play Nozdormu because that means that your opponent could play Uther first. You don't want to do that. You want to coin into your Uther because you can Uther first. If you see your opponent playing the coin and you went first, you're happy because that means that now you're winning. Like, you can play your Uther first. So if you're going second, hold the coin, Uther first, win the game. If you're going first and you see your opponent play the coin, don't Nozdormu, that you've won, essentially. If they're not playing their coin, Nozdormu ASAP, it's kind of just a coin flip, whether you win or not at the very beginning of the game, unless you're just playing to your outs outside of that. It's highly polarized in that one for sure. The mirror.
Yeah, I mentioned that it's probably one of the easier combo decks that have existed, but it's also one of the quickest, right? Like, you can do it so fast. Like, it's kind of crazy how fast that this deck go. So if you're looking for quick games, and you know that there is going to be a field that's against you and that people are targeting you, that's fine. But you're still going to get like a positive win rate in general. But it is for a combo deck. It's quick. We're not talking about like I don't know, like a turtle mage thing that's going to take forever.
Nope.
Right? Like it's so like it's so fast. It's so fast. It's cool.
Yeah, if you get like some of your combo pieces early, like if you have a garrison commander and a sing along buddy and Uther like in your opening hand, and you get Order in the Court, and so then you get to like coin out Nozdormu. I've done this a number of times, like Order in the Court, coin Noz, so that's turn 3, turn 4 Uther, turn 5 win the game. Like not even a stretch to say that happens with relative frequency. And then you're tutoring your Order in the Court so heavily, like all of the draw is specific to get to Order in the Court as consistently as possible. It's just so wild how consistently you are dropping Order in the Court on 2 or 3. It's wild.
I do love how many people let me actually complete the combo. I don't know if it's that they don't know it's coming, which that can't be true. Or they're just like the animation. But like I usually get like an emote and they explode and they're all like, oh, screw you, Hydralisk, as they explode.
It's so funny. I have the exact opposite experience. I will like
Are they
play
conceding?
out the combo, and I'm playing it out as quick as I can. I push the hero power button once, and then I'm playing on mobile, so I'm just like tapping it again, and they've conceded before I'm able to like get the second tap in because they just I'm just playing them as quick as possible. Like, okay, I've won the game. No need to draw it out. Like, I'm not BMing, I'm not emoting. And it's just so funny. They just concede anyway.
Oh no! That's so funny. You're not at 11x, are you?
No.
Oh, no, I wonder if that was the difference. But it for some reason it's been okay. They've just waited. My favorite thing is there's usually 2 decks I know I can always win against. So one is any druid. I don't think I've ever lost to a druid. That seems to be like they're playing like the long game.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one is Libram Paladin. There's a lot of Libram Paladins. I don't know if you've noticed that as well.
Mm-hmm. I've lost to a couple of them, but it's, whenever they get really good and strong early game and I play my Noz and they're just able to win that turn.
Timeout up. That's, I think, the big one against the Libram Paladin is to be able to do your timeout.
Yeah, you have to be able to Ursel the very next turn because otherwise you're just donezo. And yeah, a time or two they've beaten me down, kind of like you were saying the purple priests do. But it's very unusual for that to happen. Like they have to have just drawn the perfect hand, essentially.
Yeah, I actually played against a questline hunter today, and I was like,
whoa.
Am I playing on Schmoopy Daddy's account? Like, did I like degenerate my ranks? Love you, Schmoopy Daddy. Just kidding about his whole thing where he likes to, like battle the bottom of the ladder, like that kind of thing. I was like, is someone actually playing a questline hunter? Like it was kind of funny.
Sounds like fun. Legend.
I won. I mean, I should have won.
Yeah, I can't imagine that deck being able to get there as consistently as quickly, because they want to play Tavish, like the questline reward, as early as 5, and you could win the game as early as 5.
Yeah. Yeah. I think the biggest my biggest opponent, I guess, was Warrior. You said DK was big for you too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, because they've got all of the plagues that they can shuffle in to mess with the order in the court ordering and then, thus throw off your actual combo that you need to kind of rely on. But then also things like Patchwork, once you've played Nozdormu, destroy a minion on your deck or on your board, in your hand, and in your deck. So all three of those spaces. Yeah, I feel like I navigated those games fairly well, but every once in a while they got there too. But it's so quick. I will say, with all of the kind of hate out there for it right now, if you get tilted easily, maybe don't play it. Because the games that you win, it's like, I could have done nothing. On the other side, the games that you win, it's like, okay, my opponent could have done nothing. I just win and move on. So the games are so quick that for me, they're pretty easy to not get tilted. It's like, okay, they kept me from doing my thing. No biggie. Slam the go button again and roll the dice.
Yeah, if you're not into combo decks, and you're just maybe wanting to dip your toes in, this has got to be the best place to start, I feel. There's been Mechathune was my big one that I loved, and that had way more steps than this one did. Like this.
Oh yeah.
This is so much more basic. It's crazy. So, and I don't think we really discussed Dust. How many let's look at, there's 3 legendaries. So Uther, Ursol, and Nozdormu. So that's 3. I don't know about epics, but I don't think this costs that much. I think Garrison Commander is an epic, yeah?
Yeah, Garrison Commander is an epic, and that may be the only one. Let me see.
Like, out of memory, I'm pretty sure that's kind of the only one. And then the rest, you could replace a lot of stuff, right? Like, Depth Charge is theirs, like a stall, right? Like, it's like an aggro tool.
Barrel tier.
Right, yeah, barrel tier, like, for sure. Like, it's not necessary. You could totally put something else there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people using Mistress of Mixtures in that spot as well. So Mistress is totally a possibility.
Pelican Diver too. Like, if you don't have all these cards, there's totally other things you could do. Tar Slime's interesting. I've never played that card until this deck. And then Zombie Chow is back, apparently. As a 1 mana 2/3.
It really is just cheap minions that you can play that help you stay alive in the aggro matchups, like Pelican Diver into the 1/3 that Purple Priest can play. Things like Depth Charge to, again, clear stuff out. Armor Vendor is great for playing around secrets, because if it's not Objection and it's Explosive Runes or whatnot, the one that you take 6 damage, or the minion takes 6 damage, any excess goes to your hero. If you're playing Armor Vendor and it's that instead, and you only have 1 health, you've got timeout that goes on the end of your turn and pulls up, right? Armor Vendor gains 4 armor. It takes 3 damage. 3 damage goes to your hero, so you'd still net gain 1 armor. So Armor Vendor has been pretty clutch in that slot. But like Animated Broomstick, helpful, but you can totally sub something there.
I've almost never used Broomstick, like the entire time.
I have a couple of times, but it's unusual, right? Like, It's pretty unusual.
Nice to know there's flex spots though, right? Like
Yeah.
it has happened, but not often.
Exactly. It's totally a flex. Completely agreed. The ones that I'd say are completely core in the 1-drop slot, because everything else is core. Like the Uther, you have to have Ursol and Timeout combo. I feel like you need to have Nozdormu, Sing Along Buddy, Order in the Court, Garrison Commander. Like those are your combo pieces. You need those. So anything that's not a 1-drop, core. The 1-drops that are core are Knight of Anointment, so that you can draw your Dragon Scale Armaments, which is the 100%. Only holy spell. You need that. Of the same vein, I think that Miracle Salesman is like, if not straight up core, like core adjacent, because it's a 1-mana 2/2 where you get the tradable Snake Oil. If you trade the Snake Oil, then you play your Dragon Scale Armaments, you draw 2, and then you can continue cycling.
Yeah, that's the one card I hence like I like to tempo just because of the cycle.
Yeah, completely agreed there. Armor Vendor, for the reasons I was mentioning earlier, for playing around secrets, because people are running more secrets right now to try and target this deck for part of it. And then honestly, I think Righteous Protector, which is core right now anyway, is also pretty core, because you're stopping multiple attacks with one minion. Other things on there currently in this version of the deck, we've got Animated Broomstick, totally a flex. Depth Charge, totally a flex card. Pelican Diver, totally a flex card. Strong, I really like Pelican Diver, but if you don't have it, I don't know that it's worth it to craft that common. Tar Slime, 0/3, but has +2 attack during your opponent's turn, so like it ends up actually chewing away at some of your opponent's stuff. Again, strong, but totally a flex card. And Zombie Chow, I don't know that Zombie Chow is... I think Zombie Chow could be almost anything else as well. Like,
it could be anything.
What is a taunt minion that is 1 mana? It could be a Goldshire Footman, right? It could be a Shield Bearer, right? Like it could be a Wax Elemental.
Because like the fact that it heals your enemy face for 5 health doesn't.
That's not how you're winning anyway.
Because it's an OTK deck. So like I think that's why it's good, right? It's a 1 mana 2/3. And we don't care about chipping away at the enemy face in general.
Yeah. Right? It's more to contest than it is to just block. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything against it being there. I'm perfectly happy with it being there. Hence why I haven't changed it. But also, if you don't have it, like don't buy Naxxramas just to get it. You can totally put in like I said, Wax Elemental, I think is one that I haven't seen people play that I feel like would be good there from Kobolds and Catacombs. Mistress of Mixtures is one that I've seen a lot of people play there as well. Mistress makes sense. It contests pretty well. It's a 1 mana 2/2. Yeah, it heals your opponent's face. Like you said for the Zombie Chow, you're not worried about that. It also heals your face. That helps you win. So Mistress of Mixture, I think, is also a really strong contender there. I totally see why a lot of people are running that one.
Yeah. Also, Righteous Protector is an amazing card in this deck because there's been times where like I've got my Ursol, but maybe I don't have my timeout and I need to stall for like an extra turn, and Righteous Protector does that like so hard. It takes 2 full attacks to kill it, right? And it's just OP, I guess, is if I want to say something. And like it can suck up so much damage, and Righteous Protector definitely. If you're gonna cut any 1-drop, don't cut that one.
Yeah, agreed. Honestly, that's why I said Wax Elemental is a contender, because it's basically Righteous Protector, but without the attack and with an extra health. Like it's Taunt, Divine Shield, Righteous Protector is so good it has me looking at Wax Elemental. That's how much I agree with what you said.
That's funny. That's hilarious. Yeah. No, it's really fun. I really like when something like this pops up. Like, what do you think triggered this? Because not a lot of the cards are really new. Really.
Yeah,
Other than Ursel.
honestly, I think it's Ursel. Because we are such a glass cannon. I think that's exactly it, is Ursel. Because Ursel gives you 3 turns. And as you've noticed too, like against any kind of aggro at all, that's the only way you win is by Ursuling and having multiple timeouts guaranteed in a row, right? Like I think that's what did it. Right?
People hate Ice Block. Like it's pretty gross. I don't know like another way to describe it, but I was joking earlier about how, so if you're watching the video live, Sheep has the list on the screen and it's all golden, and I was like, oh man, I have to craft this thing golden so I could like put the screenshot on the podcast, and Sheep did it for me, so I didn't have to do it. Thanks, Sheep.
Yeah, buddy. I already had this one full gold. Like I didn't have to craft anything else because ages ago, I can't even remember why I upgraded my zombie chows, but like ages ago.
I'm trying to wonder what, there was a deck a couple of years back. Wasn't like the Heal Warlock?
It may have been for that.
With like what's a Happy Ghoul?
With the Happy Ghoul.
And all that stuff. Maybe. Something like that. But I thought it was funny. I have most of it in gold. And I was like, all right, I guess for a screenshot, I could do it. I actually was going to text Ray. And like, hey, Ray, because he does it all the time, right? I was like, give me a chance. If I give you a code, can you send me a screenshot of this deck in gold? But
Dude,
you did,
buddy. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. No, it's amazing. But it's cool to have something sort of, like, a lot of people don't like when the meta gets quote unquote like warped. I think it's awesome. I've always loved it when like something can take the meta by storm. Yeah, like it's annoying. But now, if there's so many decks that are countering it, it's crazy how much hate I see for this deck that maybe you can be like, okay, well, I'm going to counter the person that's countering that, right? Like, like you could pretend you're like 3 steps ahead or whatever it is, and you could do another thing. It's super cool because wild is wild, and it doesn't always get touched. And when something like this happens, to me, it's always super cool.
Completely agreed. And I think that the most successful thing that was teching against this that I saw was Tax's Paladin. Tax's Paladin was so hard to beat because if they get down 2 of those web lords, like,
the web
good
lords,
luck. Good luck.
Yeah, the web lords screw you for sure.
And they can do that so consistently. And sometimes it's not super clear that they're Tax's Paladin right out the gate because they're running Order in the Court now. Order in the Court to get their 4-drop.
There's three paladins, right? So there's this one, there's Libram, and there's Taxes. So you don't know.
And there is also the Ceaseless Holy Wrath as well. And of course the Highlander version of that. But
so at least 4. There's at least 4 paladins. So you don't know. But
right.
I would say right for me, I don't know about you, but this one and Librams are the ones I see the most.
Yeah, I saw a few. It was a lower amount than those two, but I did see quite a few of the Taxes Paladins too. Probably why I was thinking that they were so successful, because they were successful against me, but also Taxes Paladin is kind of just an aggro deck in general and really good. So if you want to beat this deck and not like struggle against the rest of the field, I'd recommend playing Taxes Paladin, to be completely honest.
I was kind of actually annoyed that I already had my 1,000 win portrait with Paladin, because I was like, I could play this so much,
right?
Because it's so fast, right?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta find a because I'm still missing Druid and Demon Hunter. That would have been so much better, like for me, obviously. But I was like, oh man, I already have too many Paladin wins. I don't even know. I think I got my Paladin wins with like it was a pirate version, and it might have been even before Call to Arms, like a pirate version of Pally.
Oh, fun.
Which was like ridiculous. I got it from Jack. It was Jack who made it.
Yeah.
And I got to my 1,000 wins or whatever with that. And it was so good. And I crafted it all gold too. So like all my Paladin cards are gold. Other than a couple from this deck. But
yeah. Paladin is my second most wins, the most being Druid by over 1,000. So I have almost 4,400 Druid wins. But I have
that's ridiculous.
Yeah. But then I have like almost 3,300 Paladin wins. Almost. 32,086. Sorry, 3,286. 32,000.
That's a lot.
And I played so much of Mech Paladin, my homebrew Mech Paladin.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, loved that. That was so much fun. But every once in a while, Paladin just has one of these really fun decks. Stay on target. Thank you for constructing me. Oh, I loved Replicatonator in that deck. That was so much fun.
I'm pretty sure that what's the name of the stupid mech that made Rod Johnson quit Hearthstone?
Was it the Wind Fury one or the
one that you kept magnetizing onto everything over and over and over again? No,
Snip Snap.
Yeah, thanks.
Snip
Burnt.
Snap's what made him. Yep,
yeah,
that'll do it.
Yeah, thanks, Burnt. Yeah, that card made Rod Johnson quit the game. Like he had a podcast, he had a stream. He fully was like, "Yeah, I'm done," because of Snip Snap.
Man, that Snip Snap Warlock, I did not like that deck. I did not like playing against that deck back in the day. I never tried playing it though. That was before I kind of like took that like stance that there's no morality in deck choice. Like play what you want. Like see if the good thing is fun. Like this Exodia Paladin, it's pretty fun. However miserable it can be to play against.
That's the thing. So, like, I agree with you. There was a point in time that I like hated playing the best deck because I didn't want to be like the hipster. It's not even the hipster take. It's like just playing the best thing, and I hated doing it. Like, so this is the new deck that's out, and it's awesome, and let's all play this. And I would refuse to do it for like the longest time, and then I've changed, like I guess, to like, well, if I need to learn how to beat it, maybe I should play it.
Mm-hmm. And honestly, so much that, like, whenever you think a deck is just like OP and can't be beat, try playing it. You'll find out real quick how it loses.
Yeah, Dirty Rat.
Theater.
Theater. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's bugged me a few times. And it's so funny because when your opponent does it, they're like, they feel so good. They're like, we got you and we know it. Yeah.
Plagues. Yep, plagues.
Yeah, the deck order. Yeah.
Exactly. So
actually,
our buddy Schmoopy Daddy has a great video, came out yesterday, day before, about how this deck is so easy to disrupt. And it's so absolutely funny. True, but also like if you kind of know how to play against the disruption, then it gets a lot closer than just like, oh, auto lose.
I thought his video, because he sent us the link, and I thought it was a video of how to play the deck, and then it was a video of how to not play the deck. It's like a reverse. It was so funny.
Yeah,
no, it's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Absolutely. If you want to learn how to disrupt the deck as many ways as possible, check that one out as well, for sure. But also, if your opponent plays Naz Dormu and you have enough mana to Theatar, drop Theatar ASAP so that you can try and get that Uther. Because if they can't Uther, they can't win. Like, that is the almost only way they can possibly win.
Yeah, I had someone steal my Uther, and then they played my Uther, and I felt like I was gonna stick around, like, just for fun. And we like battled, like chipping each other down with whatever minions we had on board. And I was like, I'm not gonna lose to you.
Yeah, I take the exact opposite stance with this deck. Like, you know, here are the outs that you can play to, but like, if they get both of your, you know, two of your sing-along buddies, two of your garrison commanders, if they get your combo pieces, yeah, like, I just scoop it and I go. Like, if they get my Uther, I just scoop it, I go. Like, oh yeah, they got me, no biggie. But like, at that point, I just can't win. Scoop it and go.
I mean, it depends what I'm doing. If I'm watching like Trailer Park Boys on my other monitor, like, I'll put them through pain. I'll make them wait.
Worst case Ontario, you're just watching a good show.
Yeah. Trust me, I do know when to leave, but there's certain times where it's like, well, maybe. Like, maybe. I've got enough damage on board. Like, possibly we could win this. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, if you're looking for the newest hotness, check out the deck. I believe Sheepy did put the code in chat, and we'll have it in the Discord. And if you haven't faced it already on ladder and been frustrated by it, you'll find it soon.
You shall.
What's crazy is, so I was watching Spoopy Daddy's video on it, and he seemed to be running into it constantly. But when I was playing as it, I saw the mirror maybe like 2 or 3 times in like 30 games.
Oh,
which
wow.
wasn't that much.
Yeah, I ran into this one a fair amount, which is why I kind of like, okay, how is it that I win the mirror going first? Like, how can I possibly do it? Because it just felt unwinnable. And it really is just order ASAP, Naz ASAP, like, hope that they drew poorly. It really is. Or if they play the coin, then you just win instead of just lose if they don't know how to play in the mirror yet.
I think it's crazy that on like turn 3 or 4 you can Naz, and then on the next turn you can time out for 3 turns. Like,
right?
It's pretty nuts. And it's like, oh, there's nothing you can do. Let me just like fish for more cards. Even if you don't have the whole combo yet, you can fish for everything else.
Well, especially because the like we were saying, the combo costs 8 mana, right? So after you draw your timeout, you're drawing your other Order of the Court, your 2 sing-along buddies, or your 2 garrison commanders, right? If you draw your Order in the Court, you can play it, and then if you get your other, like if you already have a garrison commander and you just need sing-along buddy, right? Like you can Order in the Court and play out the whole combo in the same turn if you need to, and you're not having to like play around objection or explosive runes or. But
Yeah, makes sense. Super
Yeah,
cool.
buddy.
Anyway, if you guys want to check out a new deck, that's the one to do.
Unrelated Advice with Hydralisk.
That's me.
Hydra.
Hi, sheep.
So I've been trying to add some more things to my toolkit, you know, be it like how to make new you know, culinary things. But
Yes.
but I've also been wanting to like get more in shape again. Like I've lost a lot of weight, but it's not been with any sort of actual physical activity. You know, and I want to kind of get to be at the point where I'm like doing things on the regular again, but it's really hard to motivate myself. How do you find the motivation to like not only go out there and do your walks or that you were talking about, or your different kind of strength training things to actually like become more fit, not just, you know, I did the weight loss part. It's good. But as an adult, where do you find the motivation to get fit?
My motivation stems from my seatbelt. So in my truck, so I drive a 2022 Dodge Ram. It's my vehicle that I drive. And there was one day that I realized that the seatbelt was not on my stomach, but slightly tucked below my stomach. And that made me sad, sheep.
Mm-hmm.
That moment made me like a little depressed. And then I started thinking about when I was younger and all the stuff I did. I was always an athletic person, a skateboarder, a snowboarder. I did all this stuff. And then I looked to my son. So my son, Mini Hydra, he is extremely athletic. I hope he's not listening. He's ridiculously good at what he does. Like really good. Like he can stand on the grass and jump and do a backflip 360 and land on his feet. He doesn't need a trampoline. Like he's so good. And so for me, in recent years, it's been him. Because so my son is 16 years old and he's like this obviously younger version of myself. And he makes me want to be that guy still. And so I keep like channeling that. And so I don't know if, oh my gosh, how old's your son?
2.
All right. So strive to be 2, sheep.
Wiser words have never been spoken. You heard that on
Born to be wild.
So
I could have went on, but that was a good ending.
it's trying to be too. I think maybe the practical advice from that part is what my little dude loves to do is play airplane, and playing airplane is me like holding him like that, and he's out like that and going wee wee. He goes like that, and so being able to play airplane for longer, I think is where I'm going with it. I was able to do it for a decent chunk of time tonight, so I'm getting a little better. Yeah.